What's good, y'all? It's Ro here. I told y'all I was gonna come talk to y'all again on Monday. So let's just jump right into it. Before I do anything, I'm only gonna say this one time. Just subscribe. It's a numbers game. I support a lot of y'all. Y'all can give me the same courtesy and love back. Alright? But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Game 3 took place, and Giannis balled his ass off as he should. That's a great player. Y'all know the numbers. We had 41, 13, and 7 or 6. And the Bucks won. Me and E is a little bit tight because we had some money riding on a Drew Holiday double-double, and this guy, one assist shy, couldn't give a double-double. But yeah, it's amazing to see, and it's amazing to read commentary and analysis of these games and the sport that's played, because it's like you really understand people just repeat whatever they hear on the television screens or whatever their peers may say. I've read Kendrick Perkins and saw him say several times now and double down on it that Middleton is Batman and Giannis is Robin. And I'm just like, how can you keep saying these things and the two of them are playing and bearing out on the court at the same time, yet Giannis somehow is dominating and imposing his will, and Middleton is wildly inconsistent. Like, I seen the meme, the Middleton cycle, where Middleton has a good game or he doesn't have a good game. He's prime Jordan, da da da. Yeah, I saw the the Middleton cycle meme. Like, that's inconsistency. Giannis is not inconsistent. His jump shot or free throw shooting may be inconsistent, but that's the only hole in his game. Giannis is a great player. Giannis is a superstar. Giannis deserved the 2 MVPs and the Defensive Player of the Year awards. Y'all gonna have to get over it and get used to it. Alright? This nonsense and this thing that y'all keep making up to make him feel or have him fit into the player that y'all want him to be is annoying, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Giannis is not the player that you want him to be. Giannis is Giannis. He's not going to pull up and have the game like Durant. He's not going to be LeBron. He's not going to be Kobe. And he's the only one pretty much with his type of mindset going to dominate, and it's either you want to play around over there or I'm going to take what you're giving me. And Giannis is probably the definition of I'm going to take what you're giving me, or I'm going to be predictable so I can be unpredictable. Kobe said that many, many years ago. It's like the way to become unpredictable is to be predictable. You know what Giannis is going to do. You still can't stop it. You have to figure out a way to stop it. I don't understand why fans are going out of their way to discredit the type of player that he is. It's stupid to watch and read. And for people to come on television and be like, Giannis is Robin to Middleton's Batman. Or like, if Middleton becomes the star of the team or the number one guy, you're looking at the Orlando Magic. You ain't looking at You're not looking at a team that's going to go far into the playoffs or go far at all. Like, Middleton is a good player. He's an all-star player, but he's inconsistent. But the reason why they are where they are is because of the simple fact Middleton has simply been playing to or slightly above his averages. And that's all that I asked of him. And I kept getting, why are you talking about Middleton? You know, Giannis is going to take all day. He don't have a jump shot. Just these same dumb parrot lines and narratives I keep making up. Like, get new material, man. Just get new material, dog. It's annoying. Middleton cannot be the main focus of a team and you're going to win. Can't happen. And for all the people who say the Bucks offense on the Bucks team play a little freer without Giannis on the court, if Middleton is only good or can only look good when Giannis is off the court, how good is Middleton really? Middleton had a great game 3 versus Atlanta. Giannis also had 34 and 11. You weren't saying that then. Giannis had a great game. Giannis had a great game. I think it was 6 versus the Nets. So did Middleton. No one said that then. Middleton hit the jump shot in the lane. He had 26. He wasn't that efficient, but he hit the shot. And Giannis went off. You weren't saying that then. Every star player, that's the whole point of having a deep roster. Every team wants to know and to be able to get by if the star player has to miss a small sample size amount of game. That's the whole point. So people saying, well, they look better without Middleton. Middleton can't carry the team for 82 games. Are y'all high? Like, do y'all really be hearing or reading the things that y'all be saying out loud or to the public? Like, Middleton is going to carry the team? Middleton? Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? Giannis is the guy, man. You guys gotta start accepting it. Trying to nitpick and poke holes in his game and he not this and that. It's lazy. There's already enough people doing that. And that's why I said I wanted to see what the Bucks were gonna do when they came home, because I had a feeling they were gonna come out and play aggressive. Now game 4 gonna be a whole nother ball game because Booker ain't shoot well, but I see that they did some things. They threw Holiday at him, they threw Tucker at him. Middleton guarded him a few times, so that's gonna be key. That was how they used to guard Kobe and Mike and even Durant sometimes. Like they'll throw, and LeBron, they'll throw like multiple guys at him, but they'll throw different guys. Like they'll throw one who's a little physical, one who's a little short, one who got a little reach and length, and maybe one they'll throw on him if, let's say, they run a switch. Like if you run in a pick and roll and they switch it, they'll probably throw the big guy on him first and then switch the smaller guy. So they're going to have to do that with Booker again. Booker going to have to make the adjustments, but they're going to have to do that to Booker again in order to, really mess with the Suns' rhythm, because I agree with Skip. Chris Paul may be the floor general and the guy, but really Phoenix come and go if Booker is on or off, because Booker is their best player. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this ridiculous notion that all of a sudden now, give me a second. Yeah, sorry. Thought my supervisor was coming in here to collect her papers that she just printed. Anyway, yeah, this ridiculous notion that Giannis isn't a great player or Middleton is the guy. It's like, where are y'all getting this from? Where are y'all getting this from? Like, Middleton was on the team way before, at least a year ahead of Giannis when they were drafted. They were on the team where Jason Kidd was the coach. Middleton has had plenty of time to progress, and he has progressed, but not at the rate that Giannis, because It's not true that Giannis is not a killer or Giannis is not a dog. Having a jump shot is not the end all be all, by the way. He needs a jump shot, don't get it twisted, but not to the point where he has to look like Durant. Giannis is like Giannis is kind of like Kareem and Wilt in terms of, yeah, he may have some certain all-around skills and touch, but by and large, he's going to dominate in the paint. Almost kind of like Bill Walton, too, a little bit. Like, you got to look at his size, look at his frame. Strong, he's stronger than he looks, but he's wiry, he's thin, but like bulky at the same time. And I did see photos or videos of, like, I guess the added pounds kind of messed with his form. Could be the case. But that's also my point. He has a totally different game than he did when he didn't have the body that he had. And he's built now where he can dominate and impose his will. Before, he probably had to settle for more jump shots, and when he tried to get to the rim, he couldn't absorb the contact, he couldn't finish, which kept him less aggressive, which kept him maybe settling for jump shots more than he wanted to. Even if his jump shot not flowing, even if his free throw's not dropping, he's still aggressive. And that's the point. So he kind of has that old school mindset. It's just because the game is so perimeter oriented, he can take the ball coast to coast, or he can put the ball on the floor a little bit. He don't need no bag. Like, this is not 2K. This is part of the frustration I have. A lot of analysis that's going on, whether it be from ESPN, FS1, or just people on Instagram or whatever. It's like, this is not 2K where you can have your guy and you can build him up to be the guy and the size and the height and the length and the wingspan you want him to be, and you can make him the shooter / playmaker. Like, this is real life basketball. The game is completely played different than 2K. This is real life. Giannis is not going to be who you want him to be. And if you don't like him, just say that. But to act as if Giannis has to be the player you want him to be, and if he's not that, well, he not good, or he not a superstar in your eyes, no one gives a shit. Second curse word. No one cares. No one gives a shit. No one cares. Sorry. It's not about me being a Giannis fanboy, but like, this guy imposes his will every night. You can build a wall, you can build an 8-man defensive front, and he's still going to give you what he gives you. And I have to hear and argue with dumbass niggas on the internet talking about, well, he ain't got no skill. How a guy with no skill doing what he doing? How? How, Sway? How a guy with no skills doing what he doing? Make no sense. It's because you don't like him. That's all it is. You don't like how he play, and that's fine. Say that. That's an honest answer instead of making stuff up because it doesn't fit your bill. It's nonsensical. So, Game 4 is going to be pretty much the same. I don't think he gets 40. But, he probably gets about 30 plus. Still going to give you double-digit rebounds. Still going to give you a block of steal. Probably going to give you 5 or 6. And Middleton probably has a slightly better game. Middleton probably goes 30 plus as well in this one. And I think it goes 2-2. I think this is a 7-game series, like I said. Suns held serve. They did what they were supposed to do. Win their 2 games, and I think Milwaukee going to do the same. The series now, we're going to see what's up Game 5. But yeah, y'all got to chill, man. Y'all going too far left. Middleton cannot be the best player, and you think the Milwaukee Bucks about to win this championship. You need him. He needs to step up. He needs to be his partner in crime. But I'm talking to my homeboy Bravo. Shout out to you, my brother. And he was saying how people was commenting how people is telling him that people fear Middleton more than Kawhi. Y'all just chatting to chat. This is what I'm saying. Like, y'all just talking to talk. Social media has made it okay where you could just say the first stupid thing that comes to your brain. Like, that's stupidness. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to say? I gotta chill, man. Y'all really, 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 really gotta chill with that. Now, I see, before I came to work, I was just scrolling through Instagram real quick, and I see that Stephen A. said something about the Nigerian team and about Shohei Ohtani, and it's been something I've said about Stephen A. for a long time. Other people have echoed the sentiments, and it's just the truth, man. And I think, and I'm happy that T.O. confronted him that day, because when it comes to certain issues, Stephen A. is just, no matter how black he is or how loud he is on television, he just be missing the mark, man. Like, you can't, if you're gonna come on television and you know you about to talk about USA basketball, and you're gonna talk about how the Nigerian team beat them, whether you feel shame or not, whether it should have happened or not, is cool. If you're gonna mention the Nigerian player's name, get at least most of their pronunciation right. Don't just flippantly dismiss whatever their name is because you don't like the fact that USA lost to them. Get their name right, because you know you're gonna talk about it. Because you know he knows he wants to talk about it. So get their name right, and you do owe them an apology. Now, I don't want to get into this race war. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Hold on for just a second. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, it's like, I'm not trying to get into no like race or battle, but I'm listening to a lot of or watching a lot of Kwame Brown videos and a whole bunch of other guys, and they're just breaking down the differences in his tone with a certain group of players compared to another group of players, or a certain group of people as opposed to another group of people. And I've been saying it for a long time. When it comes to racial issues, I'll much rather hear from Max Kellerman than Stephen A. You can't be so quick to apologize to Shohei Ohtani, and not to mention what he said was just totally off. You guys don't talk about baseball enough. You guys spend half the time or half the ESPN segments talking about a LeBron tweet. LeBron is not in the playoffs. You talk about what Durant liked or whatever going on. You'll force LeBron and Dallas and certain things down our throat, and you won't ignore and cover what's going on in baseball. So that's part of the problem too. It has nothing to do with him being where he's from. I don't want to get his country wrong, but it has nothing to do with that. Ichiro was a great player. We talked about Seattle, the Mariners. King Felix was dogging over there in Seattle. You spoke about him. You guys are making a concerted effort to not talk anything but football and basketball. That's a concerted effort on your part. It has nothing to do with the fact that he doesn't translate well or he needs an interpreter. That's first off. like like Kwame Brown said, no one cares that what language he speaks. Can he do the job that we're paying him to do? Can he hit a home run? Yes. Can he pitch? Yes. Talk about that. We've never seen that. Not since Babe Ruth. We've never seen that. A guy that can hit and pitch well at the same time. The only time you really see it is in the National League when the starting pitcher comes. And most of the time, the starting pitcher is not the great hitter. He just there for the plate appearance. They'll pitch around him and they'll pitch to strike him out. No problem. So this guy is the starting pitcher in the All-Star game, and he's the DH. You gotta talk about that more, but you don't. So that's the first problem with what you're saying. The second problem is you have to issue an apology to the Nigerian players too. You gotta pronounce their name properly. You're gonna come on television, you're gonna speak about them, whether you like the result or not. You have to get their name right. Or if you're gonna mispronounce their words, at least apologize and say, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Right? There was none of that. There was just a flippant dismissal and disregard for what their name is because you feel some type of way. You would say basketball, they win. So that's your problem. But you gotta give them their respect. And like I said, Stephen A. has been a wild man on ESPN for a long time, and you can tell. He's the only real black strong voice left. You got Jayla Rose who's holding it down. You have who else? What's the big guy football player that Stephen A. is on with? I forget the offensive lineman. I forget his name. He's there. He holds it down. You got Kendrick Perkins. You got bum-ass Dominique Foxworth. And one or two. But you don't really got people like that. So he's the personality. He's the guy. So he's the dancing puppet. He's the guy. ESPN dances on the puppet strip, right? Didn't he do the UFC fight? What do you know about UFC, Stephen A? You're not an expert at that. And the last time you spoke on UFC, the whole UFC world came at your rack because it was like you can't give the analysis that you're giving, especially when this is combat sport. It's not football or basketball where the application may apply. Like, this is a combat sport. This guy ain't getting in the ring and talk about scared. Like, he's willing to die in the ring. So, I mean, it's a big problem. It's a really big problem. These guys come on television and they just say anything, and especially if they're black, they are posed as our representatives, and they're really not. Especially in sports television, because they know we like to be entertained at a high volume. They you just go on there and say anything. He's probably the highest paid. That this report he made $12 million. It might in no man's pocket, but you can just tell, like, he gets to do and say whatever he wants. And though I'm happy that he has that position, I guess, as a black man, at the end of the day, it's like, if you're just gonna go on television and say bullshit, I'm gonna give you black, white, Asian, green, brown, orange. Like, you chatting bullshit. You chatting foolishness. And it doesn't matter really what color you are. If you chatting foolishness, you chatting foolishness. I don't want to be represented by foolishness, no matter how black it is. So I like the fact that Kwame Brown and a lot of guys stuck up for him, and I like the fact that you got videos out there of comparative videos of you see, okay, this is how he speaks about these players. This is how he speaks about these players. And there's a stark contrast, and there's a big difference. I don't know if I said that right or not, but there's a big difference in his approach and his demeanor and his attitude toward if he critiques a black player versus him critiquing any other player. And he's quick to apologize to one, and with the other, it's like, I don't care. And that's a problem, because I said it on when me and Joe and Donald had our podcast when it came to New York sports. You can't keep yelling and screaming about the Knicks and how they're bad and they're this and that, and you think that players are not listening, watching, GMs are not listening, watching, and think that they're going to want to just come to New York now. Like, you're on ESPN radio in New York. Who's going to want to deal with that type of media attention? Right? Who's going to want to come to New York, and if they have a bad game, or if something is done or something is said or something is done that you don't like, you're going to use your platform and dog him on your airwaves. And then if a caller comes in and challenges you, you're going to dismiss him because your word is the final word on the show. It's like no one wants to deal with that. He's part of the problem why players don't want to come to New York, because you can say whatever you want about Durant or can't handle New York media or whatever, and some is valid, but I wouldn't want to deal with Stephen A if I know whatever I do or say is going to be misinterpreted, misused, or you just going to come on your platform and just yell, scream, and bark. He did the same thing with Obi Toppin. He was drafted, whether people like the pick or not, whether you feel you should have drafted a point guard or not, people wanted Halliburton. The fact of the matter is, as soon as the pick happened, you took your phone and you went on Instagram, damn. You came on television the next day and be like, yeah, I didn't really watch the kid much in college. Then what are you arguing? You didn't watch him, and yet here you are mad at a pick of a kid who you didn't see. I point that out, or other people point that out, they bitter, they hating. Like, nah, you just chatting foolishness. So it's the same thing here. It's like, if you're not going to promote Shohei Ohtani, if you're not going to promote baseball, if you're going to be harsh on black players, if you're going to just let anything slide over here or be so nice, like, people are watching that. People are watching your platform. People are hearing you. And what you say is recorded. That's why it's important for me, no matter what platform I use, whether I'm speaking to people face to face, via text, DM, whatever it is, it's important that, yeah, I may not always be right. I may be wrong sometimes, but things that are coming out of my mouth, they're credible, they're close to accurate, they can be looked up, they can be researched. You can go back and say, yeah, he said that and that's true, or it's pretty much in the ballpark of what took place or whatever. I may have forgotten a few words here or there, but it's just important that whatever I say on this platform or in real life or via text or however, whatever form of communication, is as close to accurate as possible. My name is attached to this. Your name is attached to this, Stephen A. There are videos of you saying these type of things. They're videos. And they're pulling it up. And they're comparing. And they're spot on. And it's things that I've been seeing for a long time. And it's important to call out, because in this day and age, there's a lot of race baiting and profiting, and we're on the end of it too. And we have to call them out. A lot of people, there's a lot of black people and voices out there who are profiting off of the same race conversations. We'll get to that down the road, hopefully in the next few episodes, because there's a lot of things going down. But it's something to I'm saying it now so you can keep an eye on it. You got to be open to seeing it too. There are a lot of black figures and voices and platforms out there. They're on television, they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, they're everywhere. And they are put there for also a race profit. You know what I mean? They're profiting off of just the conversation happening, and they're profiting off of the back and forth, tit for tat, the struggle, the tussle, they're profiting off of it. And Stephen A. definitely one of those. And there's a lot of those too. I won't get into it now, but people know what I'm talking about. It's not me trying to, like I said, I'm no conspiracy theorist. I don't claim to be woke. I just use my common sense. You can't fool me. Cannot fool me. I've been having these conversations. I've been seeing these type of things 10 years ago. It's a dangerous pattern. Social media has just made it more quicker, more accessible, and the extremes are now seen more. And things aren't always what they appear to be. And that's heightened times 10. And it's just alarming because the people who are younger than me, let's say by 5, 10 years, even younger, like they're being fed this. And they're going to grow up to be our leaders and our this and our that, or they're going to grow up to be what they see. And you don't want that. So it's important to have the conversation, and I like the fact that Stephen A. is coming to light, because me and many other people have caught wind to it. It's like you just coming on television saying anything. And then we're supposed to celebrate you because you're a black man. Yeah, I'm appreciative of it, but it's like if you're going to be on television being stupid, well, I don't want you as a representative, because people are hearing what you're saying and they're going to think that you represent us, or we think that, or we feel that way, and we don't. And the pushback is necessary. So this platform is important. Not because I'm going to be here nitpicking or being like every YouTube, or being like a lot of YouTube channels getting famous talking about other YouTubers or podcasts. I don't want to do that. But because I'm at work and because it's just me, I can only speak my mind. I can only say things from my point of view and what I watch and what I see. So it's important that gets highlighted, and I'm happy that Kwame Brown is getting his chance to voice and speak up. And I'm very glad that these conversations starting to happen again. Shout out to Miguel. He tagged me on Facebook with something. We was having a conversation, black related, about the community and stuff like that. And it's a very, very accurate, very spot on. Like I said, we've had these conversations have happened before. It's been going on for a long time. It's nothing new. It's just a little bit more popular now because, again, profitable. So it's not as if impact is really trying to, or impact or change is really trying to be made. It's just who can get most profit from it first. That's how the cookie crumble, I guess, right? But yeah. So I guess, like I said, later down the road, we'll get into it a little bit deeper, and hopefully I can position myself where I can have these kind of conversations, not just with myself. I like sidebar, I guess, opinion, what I'm trying to say. Another part of the reason why it took so long, or part of the reason why I didn't want to start the channel or the network so quickly, is because I didn't want to do it by myself. I was perfectly fine with having 2, 3, 4, 5 people and having a mix. Some women, some dudes. We agree, we disagree. I wanted that because we all have different perspectives. That's really what I wanted, and I want multiple voices being heard. And the reason I bring up the Adventist part, because a lot of times, especially Caribbean, West Indian culture, a lot of times we grew up under the thumb of children not to be seen, not heard. So we may have thought or felt certain things, but we can never say it. It's like, be quiet. And even as a lot of us got older and were more active in church and had kids and whatever, we were still viewed as seen, not heard. So I don't want to wait until bad things happen or extremes happen in order for us and the younger generation to be heard. They have a right to be heard. They have a right to say what they say, even if I disagree, we disagree, even if it may sound a little off at first. The bravery it took for them to just say whatever they said gotta be heard. They need to be heard. They need to be felt. They need to be loved, and they need to be respected just like any other person, no matter the age. So this channel, this network, this is really I want this thing to really be for them, and for them to have a voice and to be heard. So if you, especially my Corona Young Bulls, shout out to Jason Brady. He put me on to Jordan Peterson. I got his book. Let me show you. Got his book, Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. I watch a lot of his videos on YouTube, and I think he posted one, and I said I posted when he said, yo, that dude is a genius. And I was like, I love the fact that he watches that and he reads it. Like, that's dope. That's hella dope. So salute to you. And I think if you want to learn and to kind of like adapt how you think, or just be open to new thinking, just go on a YouTube wormhole. Whether you agree or disagree, he gonna give it to you straight. No BS. I'm not pandering. I'm not doing none of that. He makes you think, and a lot of the things that he says and puts together, I'm thinking, I've been thinking, or think that way even more, because it's like it's refreshing to hear it from someone who's a professional at it now. It's one thing for me to just thinking on my own. But this guy is a clinical psychologist. He's a professional. He got citations. There's work. There's data being done. So shout out to you again, Jason. Shout out to all my Corona young people. And yeah, this page and channel is definitely, I want it to be for them, supporting that people who usually don't get to speak. So, like I said, when it comes to Stephen A, I like the fact that Kwame Brown, a lot of these media guys, Jason Whitlock, and breaking down what happened with Rachel Nichols, and there's a bevy of things that people are seeing on their social medias or televisions. I'm happy that they're getting the shine and the attention that it deserves, because it's important. You know what I mean? People got various viewpoints, and people are seeing things, and people want to speak out and speak up on them, but they don't really got the platform to do it. Now again, like I say, if you see my eyes wander off or not looking in the camera, It's because I'm expecting things at this time. So right now, the pharmacy is here to deliver some of the seniors' medication. So if you hear a door buzzer or hear me saying "What's up," that's just the pharmacy guy. Like I said, I'm at work, so the least I can do is be live, and you know what I mean. How you doing? So yeah, so I want to get to the point where I can graduate, so I can have at least one other person. It's just I know it's difficult because I work at night, and most of the people who I'd want to chop it up with are either sleeping or well, not but they're either sleeping or schedule conflict. So we'll get there. I just hope I keep being consistent enough to keep pumping out these videos. But yeah, I think I'll do a video Thursday. Definitely at least once a week I'm gonna do a video. But I think I'll do one Thursday. We'll get into a lot of, maybe we'll scratch the surface on some I guess men and women topics or some racial topics. Uh, some important topics that's going on. Because it's going to be about everything: sports, religion, race, everything we see going on in the world. Uh, so I guess that's it for now. I will see you guys Thursday.